Science is a pursuit of pure, unadulterated knowledge. But sometimes, knowledge bites back. We're counting down the weirdest exits of geniuses. From exploding bladders to radioactive kisses. Let's see how the brightest minds dimmed out. Grab your lab coats and casket measurements. Number 15. Tycho Brahe. Tycho was the world's most eccentric astronomer. He had a fake nose made of gold. He lost the real one in a duel. In 1601, he attended a very fancy banquet. At the time, leaving early was considered rude. Tycho had to go real bad. He refused to get up for the bathroom. His bladder eventually developed a fatal infection. He died 11 days later in agony. Polite to the end, but very dead. Just pee, guys. It's not worth it. Number 14. Francis Bacon. Bacon was obsessed with the scientific method. One snowy day, he had a brilliant idea. Could cold temperatures preserve meat? He bought a chicken from a local woman. Then he stuffed it with snow. He forgot he was an old man. He caught a severe chill immediately. Pneumonia took him out shortly after. The chicken lived longer than he did. Technically, he invented the frozen dinner. Number 13. Marie Curie. Marie discovered polonium and radium. She literally pioneered radioactivity. But back then, nobody knew the danger. She carried vials in her pockets. She loved the pretty blue-green glow. Decades of exposure wrecked her body. She died of aplastic anemia. Her notebooks are still radioactive today. You need a lead suit just to read them. Talk about a glowing recommendation. Number 12. Alexander Bogdanov. This guy wanted to live forever. He believed in the power of blood. He started giving himself blood transfusions. He hoped for eternal youth. He claimed his eyesight was improving. Then he took blood from a student. The student had malaria and tuberculosis. It was also the wrong blood type. Bogdanov died shortly after the swap. The student actually made a full recovery. Biology is a cruel teacher. Number 11. Thomas Midgley Jr. Midgley invented leaded gasoline. Then he invented CFCs for fridges. He's the most environmentally destructive human ever. Later, he caught polio and became paralyzed. He built a complex pulley system to move. One morning, the ropes got tangled. His own invention strangled him to death. Poetic justice for the ozone layer. Number 10. Elizabeth Fleischmann. Elizabeth was an X-ray pioneer. She spent years scanning soldiers for bullets. She never wore any protective gear. She even tested the machine on herself. Her hand eventually developed severe burns. Doctors had to amputate her arm. The cancer kept spreading regardless. She died at just 38 years old. Her tombstone calls her a martyr to science and a victim of her own generosity. Number 9. Carl Scheele. Carl discovered oxygen and molybdenum. He had a very dangerous habit. He liked to taste his discoveries. This included tasting cyanide and mercury and arsenic too. His kidneys eventually gave up. He died of heavy metal poisoning. He was only 43 years old. Don't lick the science, kids. Just trust the labels. Number 8. David Brewster. He actually invented the kaleidoscope. He was also a pioneer in optics. He almost went blind during experiments, but blindness didn't stop him. He worked until his final breath. He died from general debility. Basically, he just wore out. He refused to rest for decades. His last words were about light. He saw everything through a prism. Number 7. Henry Winstanley. Henry built the first Eddystone lighthouse. He was extremely proud of it. He wanted the greatest storm ever. He wanted to test his tower. In 1703, he got his wish. The great storm swept the coast. Henry was inside the lighthouse. He was confident he was safe. The lighthouse was completely obliterated. Neither Henry nor the tower survived. Careful what you wish for. Mother Nature is a tough critic. Number 6. Jean-François Pilote de Rosier. Rosier was a bold aviation pioneer. He made the first manned flight, but he wanted to cross the English Channel. He used a hybrid balloon design. Note: hydrogen is very flammable, and hot air needs a fire. Fire and hydrogen are bad neighbors. At 1,500 feet, the balloon exploded. It was the first air crash. Rosier became history in 2 ways. First to fly, first to fall. Number 5. Louis Slotin. Slotin worked on the Manhattan Project. He was tickling the dragon's tail. He used a screwdriver to separate cores. It was extremely dangerous and stupid. The screwdriver slipped. A flash of blue light occurred. Slotin felt a sour taste. He had received a lethal dose. He died 9 days later. Use a wedge, not a screwdriver. Physics usually wins the fight. Number 4. William Bullock. Bullock invented the rotary printing press. It revolutionized the newspaper industry. He was fixing one in Philadelphia. He tried to kick a belt. His leg got caught in the gears. It was crushed beyond repair. Gangrene set in quickly. He died during the operation, killed by his own news cycle. Don't kick the machines, folks. Number 3. Horace Lawson Hunley. Hunley built a hand-powered submarine. It was during the Civil War. The submarine sank twice before. Hunley decided to take command. He thought he could fix the issues. It sank again on a test run. Everyone on board drowned. They were found at their stations. Hunley was found holding a candle. The 3rd time was the charm. Stick to the surface, buddy. Number 2. Harry Daghlian. Harry was another dragon tickler. He was working alone late at night. He dropped a brick. It landed right on the core. The core immediately went critical. He panicked and knocked it off. Too late. He saw the blue flash. His hands blistered almost instantly. He fell into a coma and died. The core was nicknamed the Demon Core. It killed twice before being melted. Maybe don't work the night shift. Number 1. Marie Reich. Marie studied the famous Nazca lines. She protected them for 50 years. People called her the Lady of the Lines. She lived in a hut nearby. She spent her life fighting tourists. She was eventually diagnosed with cancer. She died at age 95. She was buried in the desert. Her ghost is probably still sweeping. Dedication is one hell of a drug. She became part of the lines. Oh wait, we still have more. Science is a huge field. Let's talk about Otto Lilienthal. Otto was the glider king. He made over 2,000 flights. But glider 2001 was a problem. A gust of wind stalled him. He fell 50 feet head first. He broke his back. His last words were, "Sacrifices must be made." That's hardcore, Otto. The Wright brothers loved him. Next up, Alexander Crum Brown. He invented molecular diagrams. He was a master of chemistry. He lived to be 84. He died of old age complications. Finally, someone died normally. It's a rare occurrence here. But wait, let's go back to weird. Remember Robert Bunsen? He didn't actually invent the burner. He just made it popular. He almost died of arsenic poisoning, and he lost an eye in an explosion. He told everyone he was fine. He died of natural causes at 88, a true survivor of his own lab. Now, let's talk about Sir Humphrey Davy. Davy loved laughing gas. He almost died from inhaling it. He also poisoned himself with many gases. He died in a hotel room in Geneva. His health was ruined by chemistry. He died at 50, exhausted. He paved the way for anesthesia so we can sleep during surgery. Thanks for the naps, Humphrey. Don't forget George Price. Price studied the evolution of altruism. He became depressed by his findings. He gave away everything he owned. He ended up homeless in London. He took his own life In 1975, science can be heavy on the heart. Let's look at something lighter, like William Walker. He wasn't exactly a scientist, but he was a doctor. He tried to take over Nicaragua. He failed and was executed. Not a great career move. Back to the real scientists. Say hello to Carl Wilhelm Scheele again. He died at his wedding too. He married his predecessor's widow. He died 2 days later. Talk about a short honeymoon. Next is Jan van Helmont. He proved plants eat water. He also discovered gas. He spent months in prison for denying the divinity of stones. He died of a lung infection. He breathed in too many gases. His work changed chemistry forever. And finally, Archimedes. He was the math king of Greece. A soldier approached during a siege. Archimedes was busy with circles. "Don't disturb my circles," he said. The soldier was very annoyed. He ran Archimedes through on the spot. The general was actually very upset. He wanted Archimedes alive. Math is not a shield, but it does last forever. Let's review these brilliant blunders. 1 didn't pee. 1 stuffed a chicken. 1 loved the glow. 1 swapped bad blood. 1 choked on furniture. 1 zapped her arm. 1 licked the poison. 1 built a trap. 1 blew up hydrogen. 1 used a screwdriver. 1 kicked a machine. 1 sank a sub. 1 dropped a brick. 1 swept the desert. 1 made a sacrifice. 1 just got old. 1 lost an eye. 1 huffed too much. 1 gave it all. 1 tried to rule. 1 loved his circles. Science is a risky business. It's not just lab coats. It's blood, sweat, and gears. Mostly misplaced gears. Honestly, we owe them everything. Even the ones who failed. They all moved us forward. Sometimes by falling very hard. Or by not using bathrooms. Which science death is weirdest? Tell us in the comments. We love a good debate. Just keep it civil, please. Don't forget to subscribe, or you'll miss the next one. Hit that bell icon too. Let's reach 1,000,000 subs. Then I'll buy a lab. And I promise to be careful. No licking anything for me. See you in the next one.